If you are tuning into this deep dive, there's a very high probability that you feel financially disorganized. Maybe your money just feels chaotic, unpredictable, or you simply hit that wall of anxiety every single time you open your banking app.
Yeah.
You're constantly asking, where did my last paycheck go? Even though you know you earned enough to cover your costs.
Right, the math should work, but it doesn't.
Exactly. That feeling, that constant low-grade stress is just exhausting. But I want you to take a deep, slow breath right now.
Please do.
Because I need to be really clear. You are not the problem. You are not disorganized or irresponsible.
No.
The system you're currently using is flawed. You just don't have a system that supports clarity.
That's it. It's the system.
So today we are going to fix that structural flaw. We are diving deep into the 4-account system, a framework that's, specifically designed to provide clarity, control, and most importantly, financial peace.
And without the micromanagement.
Yes. It works without requiring you to become some spreadsheet expert or, track every single purchase. If you have tried and failed at strict budgeting, this system offers a genuine path toward financial flow.
It's a totally different approach.
Our mission today is to swap that financial chaos for structure and stress for clarity.
And that is the essential diagnosis.
Yeah.
I spend so much of my time working with people who are absolutely convinced they are bad with money.
Oh, that phrase. I hear it all the time.
And this belief, this sense of failure, it's one of the heaviest emotional burdens they carry.
Yeah.
But when we actually look at their finances, the issue is almost never discipline. It is a fundamental structural problem.
Structure problem. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, consider the reality of the single pot. You have one primary checking account. Into this account flows your entire income.
Everything.
But out of it flows everything else. Your rent, the utilities, the insurance, car payment, groceries, gas, that spontaneous weekend purchase, and the obscure subscription you forgot to cancel.
It's all just mixed together in this huge swirling vortex. Yes. The ultimate financial melting pot, which quickly becomes a junk drawer. And everyone knows how stressful a junk drawer is.
That's the perfect analogy.
You can never find what you need when you need it.
Precisely. And when everything is mixed like that, it's genuinely impossible for the human brain to successfully track or manage what belongs where.
Your brain just sees a big number.
Your brain sees a large number and interprets it as safe to spend. And this leads to the inevitable consequence. Overspending occurs. You end up dipping into the money that was supposed to be for bills.
Thinking it was leftover fun money.
Yeah, it was fun money, and suddenly you're facing an overdraft fee, or you're playing catch-up for the next 2 weeks. The structure is inherently designed for failure, and until that structure changes, the anxiety just persists.
Okay, so let's unpack this structural failure in more detail. Why is it that so many of us feel this, pervasive, overwhelming anxiety around money, even in households where the income should be enough?
Yeah.
What are the modern financial pressures that really contribute to this feeling of drowning?
I think the speed and complexity of modern life are key culprits here. Money no longer moves in these predictable physical cycles.
Right.
First, you have bills hitting your account at totally different times. Rent on the 1st, phone bill on the 12th, insurance on the 18th.
And paychecks can be unpredictable, too, for a lot of people.
Absolutely, especially in the gig economy or for people on rotating schedules. That just compounds the timing issue. But I think the single biggest source of friction is the invisibility of spending.
The tap-to-pay problem.
Exactly. We're not dealing in cash anymore. We're dealing with digital debits. That little plastic card or tapping your phone at the coffee shop, it makes money disappear instantly and silently.
There's no feedback, no feeling of it leaving your hand.
No tactile feedback, no visible reduction in a stack of 20s. This invisible spending coupled with, those recurring surprise subscription renewals.
Oh, the worst. The app you signed up for during a free trial 6 months ago.
Yes. And volatile costs like groceries or gas that jump around like a yo-yo. All of that constantly assaults that one single checking account.
And then, the moment you feel like you have even a tenuous grip on that one account, life, which is never neat, throws a predictable but unplanned curveball.
Always.
It's never the expected mortgage payment that ruins your month. It's the $800 car repair.
Or the high medical deductible.
Yes, or the unexpected flight for a family event, or that cluster of last-minute wedding and birthday gifts that all hit at once.
And that random expense is the moment of crisis. It drains that mixed pot instantly, forcing you to choose between paying a vital bill that's due next week or covering the immediate unexpected need.
And that's the choice that creates the panic.
It is. And this is the profound insight we want listeners to really grasp. Most people do not need a restrictive, detailed line item budget.
That's the wrong tool for the job.
Completely the wrong tool. What they desperately need is a simple, automated structure that creates boundaries.
That distinction is it's absolutely fundamental. Budgeting requires this heavy mental lift. It feels restrictive, and it relies entirely on daily fragile willpower and perfect memory.
Which nobody has.
Right. But a system like the 4 accounts, it feels light because it relies on flow and automation and just physical separation.
That is the mechanism of success. When you establish flow, where the money knows where to go automatically, and you give your money clear, defined jobs, it behaves predictably.
It's like you're telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went.
Exactly. When you have to manually track every purchase, consult a spreadsheet, and rely on your own discipline to remember that the dollar you spent on coffee actually belonged to the rent fund, you will eventually fail.
Of course.
The human brain is just not built for that level of continuous, low-level financial vigilance, especially when it's distracted by work and family and life.
So if we go back to that analogy of the kitchen drawer, if your bank account looks like a junk drawer containing rent money, emergency tools, daily fuel, and impulse, buy stress is the natural, inevitable, and frankly logical result.
It's not a moral flaw, it's a design flaw.
A design flaw.
And this structural chaos is indifferent to your income level. I have coached individuals across the entire spectrum, from young professionals just starting out making $30,000 to established executives making $100,000 or more.
And they feel the same stress.
If all of that money, regardless of the volume, is dumped into one central account, they experience the exact same level of anxiety and the same inability to confidently track or plan.
Wow.
In fact, sometimes the higher income adds more chaos because the transactions are more frequent and varied. The one account system is fundamentally designed to generate stress, irrespective of the cash flow.
Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem, which is structural chaos. Let's introduce the counterstructure. We need to talk about the components that make up the system, replacing that one chaotic pot with 4 clear, separate lanes.
I love that. 4 lanes. The 4 account system is powerful because it's so physically simple. 4 separate accounts.
Yeah.
4 dedicated jobs.
1 job per account.
1 job per account. The profound difference this makes hinges entirely on the singular, dedicated purpose of each one. Let's detail them, starting with the foundation.
Okay.
Account 1, the bills account. We often affectionately call this the adulting account.
Ah, I like that.
Because it takes care of all the things you absolutely must pay to keep your life running. Its singular purpose is to handle all fixed, recurring, non-negotiable obligations.
So rent or mortgage, utilities, phone bills.
Yep. Mandatory insurance payments, minimum debt payments, and any recurring subscriptions you've decided to keep. All of that lives here.
And this is the command center, right? All income flows here first, acting as the distribution hub before anything else happens.
Precisely. It's the intake valve in the protection zone. And here's the ironclad rule that makes the entire system work.
Yeah.
Absolutely no daily spending. No impulse purchases, no spontaneous restaurant trips should ever be funded from this account. In fact, if possible, the card attached to this account should be physically stored away.
Or better yet, just destroyed.
Better yet, destroyed if it's not required for a specific utility payment. This money is sacred and it's reserved only for obligations.
That separation instantly creates security. Okay, so now for the money we actually use for living, the transactional funds.
Right. That brings us to account 2, the spending account. This is your everyday money flow. This covers groceries, gas for the car, quick discretionary lunches, coffee, and your essential fun money.
And critically, this is the only account that should be attached to your daily use debit card.
The only one. The massive psychological benefit here is immediate. By separating account 1 from account 2, you create a physical barrier.
You literally can't spend the rent money on an impulse buy.
You literally prevent yourself from accidentally using the money reserved for the mortgage to pay for that shopping trip. When account 2 runs low, you stop spending, and account 1 remains untouched. This eliminates a primary cause of overdrafts and the panic that follows.
That clarity alone is worth the price of opening 2 accounts. So where does the safety net go? And maybe more importantly, how do we make sure we don't raid it when things get a little tight?
Ah, yes. That is account 3, Savings Emergency Fund. This account must be completely separate from your daily checking accounts. Ideally, it should be held at a different financial institution.
A different bank entirely.
A different bank, and crucially, it should be a high-yield savings account, or HYSA.
Wait, okay, why the big emphasis on the HYSA and a different bank? Isn't a regular savings account fine? And isn't opening an account at a second bank just a huge administrative hassle?
That's a critical question that really hits on the core design principle. A high-yield savings account is essential because, unlike the typical savings account at a brick-and-mortar bank that yields like 0.01% interest,
Basically nothing.
an HYSA typically yields significantly higher returns, sometimes 400 or 500 times more, allowing your safety money to actually grow while it sits there. That small extra return acts as psychological encouragement.
Okay, that makes sense. But the different bank.
Right. The different bank, that's where the discipline is engineered into the system. The key rule here is that this account must have no debit card attached.
None.
None. By placing it at a different bank, you introduce friction. If you need to access this money in a true emergency, you have to initiate an electronic transfer, which often takes 1 to 3 business days.
Ah, so that delay is a feature, not a bug.
That delay is the psychological barrier that stops you from making impulse withdrawals for non-emergencies. This is safety money. Its job is to go in and stay in, building a necessary buffer against life.
So friction is the feature. That makes so much sense. Okay, so we've covered fixed bills, daily spending, and untouchable safety savings. What about the costs that are predictable but still feel like a crisis every single time they arrive?
That is the beautiful function of Account 4. Future expenses, often called sinking funds.
The shock absorber.
It is the shock absorber for your financial life. We know with 100% certainty that Christmas will happen every December.
Every year.
We know your car will eventually need new tires. We know insurance premiums are due annually or biannually. These are large costs that are predictable, yet they consistently feel like financial emergencies when they suddenly appear.
It's the predictable surprise.
Exactly. This account removes that feeling of shock entirely. By committing to contribute a small automated amount to the future fund every payday, say $50 for Christmas, $30 for car maintenance, $20 for annual subscriptions, you systematically absorb the financial stress before it becomes a crisis that requires you to raid your emergency fund or drain your bill account.
You're just smoothing out the financial bumps in the road.
It shifts these costs from sudden fear-inducing crises to planned, manageable expenditures. It essentially eliminates the financial pop quiz of life.
When we talk about these 4 accounts, we are talking about administrative steps, sure, but the real power here feels psychological.
It is.
Most people overspend despite having good intentions. This system seems to almost eliminate the need for good intentions, relying on structure instead. Why is that distinction between design and discipline so critical?
It's critical because it honors how the human brain actually functions, rather than demanding we operate like, robots. The core conflict is that spending triggers the emotional, immediate reward center of the brain.
Right.
Paying bills is a logical, future-oriented, and much less rewarding activity. When those two forces, emotion and logic, are mixed together in one visible lump sum, emotion almost always wins.
I can totally relate to that. If I open my bank account and see $4,500, even if I know $3,500 of that is for rent and insurance next week, my immediate thought is, I have enough for that new thing right now.
That's the present bias winning. Your brain is not naturally wired to differentiate between the money earmarked for future obligations and the money available for a present temptation.
It's just a number.
Trying to maintain that mental separation requires an enormous daily tax on your willpower.
Yeah.
And willpower, studies show, is a finite resource. It gets depleted by stress, by decisions, by fatigue.
And life is full of all 3 of those.
All of them. So separating the money physically removes that temptation entirely. The bills money is untouchable. The spending money is clearly limited. When you go to swipe the card attached to account 2, and the balance is low, there's no debate, no mental struggle, and no reliance on that fragile discipline.
The system has already made the decision for you.
Yes.
So the core insight is that this system relies on intelligent design, creating an environment where the path of least resistance leads to financial health, rather than relying on continuous fragile willpower.
That's the elegant solution. You structure the environment so that your natural, imperfect human behavior leads to success. When account 1 is protected, account 2 has a clearly visible limit, and account 3 is safely growing out of sight, you achieve consistent financial wins without those exhausting internal battles.
It's automation supporting better behavior.
It is.
And the emotional outcome, as we've touched on, is just profound. People report feeling calmer, clearer, and far more grounded. That chronic, low-grade financial anxiety,
Teacher's list.
the feeling that you're constantly guessing and waiting for an overdraft notice, it just disappears.
Because clarity is profoundly calming. Uncertainty is fundamentally stressful. With absolute certainty, two things. What money is safe to spend right now, which is the account 2 balance, and that your fixed obligations are already protected, which is the high account 1 balance, you stop the endless financial overthinking.
You stop fearing payday.
You stop fearing payday. Because payday means automated distribution, not manual triage. For so many people, implementing this system is the equivalent of taking their first deep breath after holding it for a decade.
Okay, the idea sounds fantastic, but I have to play devil's advocate here, for the skeptical listener. Opening 3 checking accounts and 1 savings account sounds like a bureaucratic nightmare.
I get it.
What if my primary bank charges fees for extra accounts? Isn't this just administratively burdensome?
That is a completely fair and necessary question. It is a minor administrative burden up front, but the payoff is structure for life. So let's address those concerns as we walk through the exact 5-step process.
Okay, let's do it.
Step 1, open the accounts. You need 3 checking accounts and 1 high-yield savings account. First, check your current bank. Most major financial institutions will let you open multiple secondary checking accounts online for free.
Especially if you have direct deposit.
Exactly, especially if you maintain a primary account balance or use direct deposit. If your bank does charge fees, you have options. To look at online-only banks or credit unions. They often have fee-free checking.
And you've already said account 3 should be somewhere else anyway.
We strongly recommend account 3, the savings, be at a separate bank for that necessary friction we talked about. So you're already looking at a second institution.
So don't let the fear of fees stop you. Shop around.
Exactly. Okay, step 2. Direct deposit setup. This step is non-negotiable for the system's success.
All your income.
All of it. Salary, freelance, side hustle must land exclusively in account 1, the bills account. This ensures it acts as the mandatory intake valve and protective barrier. If you're paid bi-weekly, this is where the money pools until the monthly bills are ready to be paid.
Got it.
Step 3. List and total all monthly bills. You need radical honesty here. Get a clear, definitive list. This includes rent, utilities, insurance, minimum debt payments, and every single subscription.
Every single one. Netflix, Hulu, the gym.
All of it. Total this monthly amount. This is the absolute minimum threshold that must always stay reserved in account 1. New users are often shocked to see how high this fixed number actually is.
So how does someone easily track down all those sneaky subscriptions that are just bleeding them dry?
There are some great financial tools and apps that can scan your transactions and flag recurring charges.
Yeah.
But honestly, the simplest method is to just go through the last 3 months of bank statements for your current main account and manually list every charge labeled recurring or anything that hits on the same date every month.
A bit of work up front.
A bit of work, but that deep dive into your fixed costs reveals the true mandatory overhead of your life.
Okay.
Step 4, set auto transfers. This is the core piece of automation that determines whether the system feels light or heavy. Immediately upon payday, or ideally the day after, you must set up automatic recurring transfers.
So the system does the work for you.
Right. If you're paid once a month, this is simple. Transfer the calculated amounts to accounts 2, 3, and 4. If you're paid bi-weekly, it gets a little trickier.
Because your income hits more frequently than your bills.
Exactly. So the strategy here is to calculate your weekly or bi-weekly contribution to each of the 4 accounts and set up those smaller recurring transfers to hit immediately. For instance, if your bills total $1,800 monthly, you need $900 from each bi-weekly check to stay in account 1.
And the rest gets routed out.
The remaining amounts are automatically routed to accounts 2, 3, and 4. This automation prevents you from having to do the math every single time a paycheck lands.
That addresses the bi-weekly dilemma. But what about transferring money between different banks, specifically to that separate HYSA account 3? Do I have to manually initiate that every time?
Thankfully, no. Most modern banking systems allow you to link external accounts. Once they're linked, you can set up recurring automatic transfers from your primary bank directly to that secondary HYSA in your sinking fund, even if it's elsewhere.
So you set it once and forget it.
You set it once, confirm the first transfer goes through, and then the system takes over. The only manual part should be the initial setup. After that, it's autopilot.
Okay, what's the last step?
Step 5. Use only the spending card for daily life. This is the critical failsafe. Only the debit card attached to account 2 should be physically carried and used for gas, groceries, and fun.
And if you find yourself reaching for one of the other cards?
If you find yourself reaching for the card linked to account 1 or account 4, the system is breaking down, and you need to immediately stop and reassess your transfers. This simple physical boundary is what prevents that accidental overspending.
It really transforms a complex idea into a manageable structural shift. The upfront work is the heavy lifting, but the payoff is just years of clarity.
That's the goal.
So once the accounts are open and the initial transfers are set, the next logical question is, how do we decide the distribution? We know percentages are flexible, but what's the foundational philosophy behind the allocation ranges?
That is the conversation we have to have about financial philosophy, right? The percentages we provide are based on common models, particularly the idea of 50-30-20, adapted slightly for the 4-account model. We are looking for a working rhythm, recognizing that life changes often.
So these are starting points, not hard rules.
Just starting points. Our typical U.S.-based starting ranges are: bills account, your needs, 50 to 60% of your net income.
After tax.
After tax. Then the spending account, your flexible wants, 15 to 25%. This is your daily living money, which is flexible. You can eat out less, drive less to control this category.
Okay.
Savings or emergency fund, your future protection, 5 to 10%. This is dedicated, untouchable growth. And finally, future expenses or sinking funds, which are your planned wants and needs, 5 to 15%.
I want to push back on that bills percentage a little bit. In many high cost of living areas, particularly coastal cities, rent alone can eat up 40 or even 50% of take-home pay. For those listeners, 60% for all bills sounds impossible. How does the system adjust for that high cost of living?
That is precisely where the flexibility comes in and why the model works, even if you deviate from those ideal percentages. If your fixed costs, your rent, your debt minimums, are locking you into 65 or 70% of your income, you are not failing the system.
The system is just revealing a fact.
The system is revealing the reality of your current cost of living. If account 1 hits 70%, that means the pressure has to be relieved somewhere else.
Right, from the other account.
It usually forces a reduction in account 2, your spending, and a tightening of your contributions to accounts 3 and 4. You might temporarily need to drop savings down to 3 or 4% until you can tackle high-interest debt or increase your income.
So the system acts as a diagnostic tool.
Exactly. It shows you where the financial stress points actually are, whether it's high fixed costs or excessive daily spending. It forces honesty.
Can you give us another example with some numbers?
Sure. Let's use a different one. Say someone brings home $4,500 net monthly income. Their bills in account 1 could be 55%, so that's $2,475. This covers their mortgage, utilities, high student loan payments.
A big chunk.
Yep. Then account 2, spending at 20% is $900. That's for groceries, gas, and entertainment for the month. Account 3, savings at 10% is $450, goes straight to the HYSA every month. And account 4, future funds at 15% is $675. A higher percentage here because they're dedicated to planned vacation travel and a large biannual car insurance premium.
And the value is that the $4,500 is immediately split automatically.
The moment it lands. The system performs the heavy decision-making, ensuring that the critical account 1 money is never available for the emotional pull of account 2 spending.
The power of this system really is its adaptability. So we need to show how the 4 accounts can flex across different demographic and financial realities. I mean, the pressures facing a recent grad are wildly different from those facing a single parent.
But the structural solution remains the same. That adaptability is key. The lanes are constant, but the traffic flowing through them changes dramatically based on your life stage.
Okay, so let's start with scenario 1. A single person living alone.
Right. Income might be volatile or moderate, say in the 40 to 60K range. The greatest risk here is leakage, that slow bleed from subscriptions, frequent takeout, and impulse online shopping that just chips away at the paycheck.
So the system helps protect against that.
It's vital for protecting the high cost of urban rent and for creating a hard spending limit. A clearly limited account 2 prevents the accidental use of account 1 money on services like DoorDash, which are high-friction drains. And the small automated contribution to account 4 is often the first real savings this person builds, earmarked for things like a professional certification or a move.
Okay, now for married couples, the moment 2 financial histories merge. Combining finances often introduces a new layer of psychological complexity.
It really does. So scenario 2, married couple combining finances. Here, both incomes flow directly into account 1, the bills account. The couple then has to define their flow for account 2.
And how do they usually do that?
We often see 2 successful approaches. One is a shared account 2 for household expenses like groceries and shared gas, and they have separate, smaller personal account 2s for fun money.
So you don't have to justify every coffee purchase to your partner.
Exactly. It gives each partner autonomy over their discretionary spending, which reduces financial tension. And crucially, the future account 4, is often maximized here for large shared goals funding home maintenance, a down payment buffer, or big family vacations. The clarity of account 4 means they are saving for these things deliberately, reducing the strain on the daily budget.
What about the single parent, when stability is the greatest need, especially when cash flow is so tight?
Scenario 3, single parent. For this lifestyle, financial anxiety is often highest because the buffer is the thinnest. Every unexpected cost feels huge.
I can imagine.
The system provides immediate stability, and the future account 4, becomes a psychological lifeline. A single parent might dedicate account 4 specifically to anticipated kids' costs, school supplies in August, sports enrollment in March, holiday gifts in November.
So those costs don't become emergencies.
Because these expenses are planned for and sitting ready in account 4, they don't cause an emergency in account 1 or 3. This structural safety net allows them to focus their energy elsewhere, knowing the essentials are covered.
And finally, the most chaotic situation. The freelancer, the gig worker, or the small business owner with that wildly unpredictable income. How does the system impose order on all that variance?
Scenario 4, freelancer or gig worker. This is where account 1, the bills account, becomes a true safety tank. The strategy is robust. You must determine the total amount needed to cover 1 full month plus 10% of bills, and you work to keep that amount reserved in account 1 at all times.
So it's a rolling buffer.
It's a rolling buffer, insulating you from the inevitable dry spells. Any income received beyond that necessary 1-month buffer is then immediately distributed to accounts 2, 3, and 4.
What else is different for a freelancer?
For freelancers, account 4 has an additional vital job, holding estimated quarterly taxes. If you don't separate that money immediately, it's just too easy to spend.
Oh, that's a huge work.
By forcing account 1 to hold a 30-day buffer and using account 4 for estimated taxes, you completely remove the chaos that comes with income variance. You are never worried about rent, even if a client pays 60 days late.
So that's the key takeaway across all these scenarios. Whether you are managing $30,000 or $100,000, and regardless of your family structure, the goal is separation and clarity.
That's it.
You are adapting the structure to your lifestyle, not forcing your life to fit a restrictive budget.
Well said.
Let's focus on that major pain point again. Escaping the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. For so many people, this feels like an impossible gravity well. The moment they get paid, they're already budgeting for next month's bills, leaving no room to breathe.
The paycheck-to-paycheck cycle is incredibly insidious because it's not just a financial state, it's a constant state of anxiety. And the core reason people remain trapped, and we have to keep saying this, is structural.
It's not a moral failing.
It's that their money is mixed together, operating without boundaries. The money for rent is visible for spending, and the money for spending is needed for bills.
It's a vicious, self-perpetuating loop of financial triage.
Absolutely. And the separation advantage is the direct mechanism for breaking that cycle. Let's look at how those 4 boundaries provide immediate relief.
Okay.
With bills separated in account 1, the mental burden of worrying if rent is covered is lifted instantly. You achieve guaranteed payment protection.
Okay, that's huge.
With spending money separated in account 2, you have a clear, hard, and visible limit. When that small amount is gone, spending stops, and there is no temptation to bleed into the protected funds. With savings separated in account 3, the automatic small contributions are physically untouchable by daily purchases, meaning a buffer. The true enemy of the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle is finally being built.
The buffer is everything.
And with future expenses separated in account 4, the typical financial shocks, like a holiday or a repair, are absorbed by the dedicated fund, preventing them from derailing the main cash flow and sending you back into debt.
This shift replaces fear with a clear map, and that certainty is what stabilizes a volatile P2P situation.
It creates the ability to breathe. Let me share a more detailed anecdote about Sierra, a single mom of 2.
Yeah.
She was working 2 part-time jobs and constantly feeling like she was fighting her bank account. Every time an unexpected cost hit, she had to borrow or shift funds or just pray the direct deposit came in fast enough. She started the 4-account system very hesitantly.
I can imagine.
The first month was tricky as she adjusted the transfer amounts. But by the second month, when her auto transfers hit, She started ignoring the balance in account 1, knowing it was reserved. She saw the small, defined, manageable balance in account 2, and she stuck to it.
And what happened?
2 months later, she called me not to discuss math, but to say, I realized this week I'm not scared of my bank app anymore. I open it easily.
Wow.
By the 3-month mark, because the small automatic deposits of $50 per paycheck were untouchable in account 3, she had built her first $700 safety buffer.
And that's the moment.
That moment, seeing the $700 saved, was the physical manifestation that the paycheck-to-paycheck treadmill was broken. 6 months in, 0 overdrafts. Her income hadn't gone up a single dollar.
The system changed, not the income.
The structural clarity had changed her behavior and her relationship with her money entirely. That $700 meant she could handle a small car repair without panic, breaking the cycle of emergency debt.
That's an amazing story. Okay, so setup is the first step, but consistency creates the life change. We've established that the system is designed to be low maintenance, but what should that maintenance schedule actually look like? How do we establish a long-term rhythm?
Maintenance is designed to be minimal and predictable, not daily. If you automate step 4 successfully, maintenance involves 3 simple check-ins: weekly, monthly, and quarterly. This predictable rhythm eliminates panic.
Okay, what's the weekly one?
The weekly rhythm.
Yeah.
You check only your spending account, account 2. This is your check-in for daily awareness. Do I have enough for groceries till Friday? That's it.
That's it.
You don't need to look at accounts 1, 3, or 4. This is a low-stress, 5-second habit.
I like that. Okay, monthly.
The monthly rhythm. You review your bills account, account 1. This happens right after all your fixed bills have cleared for the month. It's a 5-minute reconciliation. Confirm that all major payments have gone through, check for any new unwanted subscriptions that slipped in, or confirm if utility costs have increased.
Now, what if there's extra money in there?
If account 1 is growing too large, you can divert the surplus to account 3 or account 4.
Got it. And quarterly.
The quarterly rhythm. You check your future fund, account 4, and your emergency fund, account 3. This is where you adjust your contributions based on upcoming large, known expenses.
So you're looking ahead.
For instance, the car insurance premium is due in 6 months, so you confirm the account 4 transfer amount is sufficient. You check the account 3 balance against your 3 to 6 month expense goal. This quarterly review ensures you are proactively adjusting for life changes, rather than reactively panicking.
So the system successfully outsources the daily vigilance to automation and focuses your attention on just 3 predictable check-ins. That sounds incredibly supportive.
It should feel supportive, not burdensome. But even in a well-designed system, people sometimes fall into traps. So let's detail the top 5 most common mistakes people make that sabotage the flow and how to fix them easily.
Okay, let's hear them.
Mistake 1, spending out of the bills account. Account 1, this is the immediate system killer.
The cardinal sin.
It is. The fix. Immediately detach or shred the debit card associated with account 1. If the money is needed for bills, pay those bills directly online using ACH or routing numbers, not the debit card.
Okay, mistake 2.
Connecting the savings account, account 3, to the debit card. That buffer has to remain untouchable and difficult to access. The fix. Move account 3 to a completely separate high-yield online bank that does not offer a physical debit card. Increase that necessary friction.
Right.
Mistake 3, failing to automate transfers. Relying on memory means the money sits too long in account 1, giving your brain permission to spend it. The fix. Dedicate 1 hour on the next payday to set up every single recurring transfer. Treat this setup like paying taxes. It is non-negotiable compliance for your future self.
Love that. What's number 4?
Putting too much money into the spending account, account 2. If account 2 is overflowing, it defeats the purpose of limited, conscious spending and clear boundaries. The fix. Immediately calculate a leaner, realistic weekly or bi-weekly spending amount. If you're consistently left with a surplus in account 2, reduce the automated transfer and redirect that surplus to account 3 or 4.
And the last one?
Mistake 5. Not opening a future fund, account 4, and remaining surprised by yearly expenses. This account is essential for eliminating financial shock. The fix. Commit to calculating the true annual cost of items like holidays, memberships, and gifts. Divide that by 12 and set up an automatic monthly transfer. Even $50 a month is better than 0 when December hits.
Every single one of those mistakes is a simple logistical error, not a moral failure, and every fix is structural. That provides a huge amount of hope.
It really should.
We've spent most of our time on structure and logic, but I believe the greatest success of the 4-account system is the emotional shift it provides. We are talking about more than a hack. This is a fundamental change in how the listener relates to money and ultimately how they feel about their identity and their future.
This emotional transformation is the why behind the whole system. Financial problems don't just cause financial stress, they create deep emotional baggage.
Well, for sure.
They spill over into relationships, causing arguments and secrecy, and they create identity stress. That feeling that you are failing at the most basic level of being a functioning adult. That money shame is so heavy and so silent. When structure replaces chaos, that dynamic completely reverses. People stop avoiding their bank app, which used to be a source of fear. They stop whispering about money with their partners. They stop feeling embarrassed. Instead, they start feeling capable, grounded, and just immensely calmer. They regain their self-efficacy.
Can you elaborate on the story of Trevor, the warehouse worker? What was the moment he realized the fear was gone?
Trevor's anxiety manifested as this constant vigilance and immediate dread every single time a paycheck landed. He knew the money was coming in, but he also knew his fixed expenses were close, and he was terrified of dipping below zero.
Always doing mental math.
Always checking his balance, always doing mental math, always slightly behind. So when we set up the 4 accounts, the physical separation was immediate. He started seeing the large number in account 1, but knowing it was reserved, it ceased to be a temptation. 3 weeks in, he reported, "I'm not scared of payday anymore."
Wow.
It wasn't about the amount of money, it was about the knowledge. He gained absolute clarity on exactly where every dollar had gone before he even had a chance to spend it. That knowledge created an impenetrable emotional safety net.
And what about Elena, the nurse who avoided checking her account? That avoidance behavior is incredibly common.
Oh, Elena's avoidance was profound. She worked long, stressful shifts, and the last thing she had energy for was financial management. She described checking her account like opening a door with a ghost behind it.
That's a powerful image.
She knew something bad was lurking, but she didn't know what, so she just avoided the door. And that avoidance led to late fees and overspending.
Of course.
After 3 months with the automated 4-account system, she gained the necessary courage. She set up that low-stress weekly rhythm, just checking account 2. She reported, "I've checked my bank account every day this week and it doesn't scare me anymore." The structure had eliminated the ghost.
There were no more hidden dangers.
None, because every dollar had a designated, known job.
That switch from debilitating fear and avoidance to simple capability, that's the true life-altering measure of success here.
It is. The fundamental truth is that people are not scared of money. They are fundamentally scared of confusion. Confusion feels like danger, leading to avoidance and ultimately panic. A solid, simple system creates absolute clarity, and that feeling of safety changes everything about how you approach your life, not just your finances.
This has been an incredibly detailed and, I think, very practical deep dive into creating financial stability. Let's walk the listener through a quick, calming visualization of the blueprint we just laid out.
I love that.
Bills covered automatically and untouchably, safe spending limits known and visible, savings growing steadily in a separate place, and readiness for future expenses locked in through the Future Fund.
That's the vision.
Remember, success here comes through consistency and the power of structure, not through perfect, meticulous, willpower-dependent budgeting. You have the structural blueprint now.
To solidify everything we've covered, here are the 5 biggest truths about achieving financial flow that we want you to carry forward.
Let's hear them.
Truth 1. If your money feels chaotic, it is a structural problem in your accounts, not a personal character fault.
Yeah.
You are not disorganized. Your accounts are.
So important.
Truth 2. The 4-account system works effectively for any income level, high or low, because it separates the function of the money, not the volume. Truth 3. Physical separation equals immediate clarity, and clarity is the single greatest tool for reducing financial stress.
Clarity is kindness.
It is. Truth 4. The system prevents overspending by relying on intelligent design and automation, removing the need for daily reliance on finite willpower. Design beats discipline.
And the last one?
Truth 5. When every dollar has a defined place and a known job, your mind gains a lasting, grounded sense of peace.
Thank you so much for walking us through the nuances of this approach, showing definitively that structure truly beats stress every single time. The initial setup requires focus, but the resulting mental relief is just exponential.
My absolute pleasure. To everyone listening, please know you absolutely can make this change. Start today, open one new account, and begin setting up that first automatic transfer. That momentum will carry you forward.
And as you move forward with this newfound clarity and stability, here is a provocative thought for you to carry into your week, building on the freedom this system provides. Since the four-account system frees up so much mental space and energy that was previously consumed by financial triage and uncertainty, what non-financial goal or personal project will you now focus on?
Oh, that's a great question.
Will you start learning that new skill, spend more present time with your family, or finally dedicate time to that long-deferred creative passion? Use that reclaimed mental energy not just to manage money, but to pursue the life and the goals you care about most.
Love it.
This has been The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.